let's get to this one. Okay. This one I rented in, I think spring break whenever I was, in 95. And I actually thought it was a pretty decent game, but I don't know. It's pretty mixed reviews on it. Some people say it's a really bad game, and then, I don't know. I think it's okay. I mean, it definitely has its problems. But, I mean, whenever I rented it, I didn't have a big of a problem with it. Because, I think I rented it a few times after that, too, so, but, I don't know. It's basically one of those quest games, and you have to go and find, scattered ticket pieces all over, and then you can get to the concert. And it's actually kind of neat because there's, two endings. You can do, two different endings where you just go to the concert, or you can also sneak backstage, which is the alternate ending of it, which I did manage to do both. I see that right there. This was the one I had the most trouble with, because you have to tap the button really fast to get the ticket piece. So I think I actually gave up on this for a little bit, but I managed to actually be able to pull it off though. But they had one for each system at that time. They had one for Game Gear, which is that was portable Sega. It was Sega's version of Game Boy. And then they had one for Super Nintendo, Sega, of course. And then they actually had one for Game Boy, and I don't know how that one went, because I don't have it. I'd never heard of it until just, recently. But I have no idea what she's doing. You can get up at the top of the bed. That is a possibility, because I'm using this right now. Do not even push that door open. All right. Fucking cat. So, and then I eventually, I bought it only because it was, on sale. I think for, maybe $5, because I bought it in, 98 or 99. And that's when, some video store, movie rental store was clearing out all their Sega games and stuff, because PlayStation was the thing at that point. So I found this one. I was actually looking for something else. I was actually hoping they would have the Tick from the cartoon. They had a cartoon game with that, and they didn't have it, so I bought this one instead. Wasn't a bad choice. It was sure as fuck beat Batman Forever. That's for goddamn sure. Let's see what else, because I'm closing down on this. This I rented. I actually rented this, I think the summer before I went into 7th grade, summer of 94, and didn't realize this is actually a pretty old game. It was 1991. And yeah, this game was a game that I think actually just really got me more into Spider-Man. The summer of 94 is when I was renting this game. I was collecting those cards, and not much on comic books. I didn't get very many Spider-Man comics at that time, but I see this one. You have to the Kingpin has a bomb that's going to destroy New York City. So the only way you can stop it is if you get keys from like each villain that's in the game. I think like the first one is Dr. Octopus. Shit, I forget what the second one is. Oh, the lizard. The lizard's the second one. Fuck. Sandman's the third. Electro, Hobgoblin, and that's pretty much it, I think. And Venom's in it, but you don't get a key from him. He just pops up and just he just decides to be a pain in the ass. But let's see. But I only beat this game like one time. It's hard. It is hard as shit. But I was watching some video and it actually showed you what you were actually supposed to be doing. So I may actually try to do this again sometime. But I was thinking there was something else. There's probably other things to be said about this, but I really can't remember. Except that, yeah, I bought this in like way after like Sega and Nintendo were done. They were totally done. I think I bought this like the summer of 2000 or something. And I actually want to say I think I got this from Funko Land in Greenwood. But I went in there and I asked them for something and they didn't have it. So then I said, well, do you have this one? And they said, yeah. But they weren't going to give me the box. And now I'm going to have to kill Josie because she's trying to open the door. See, this is why I said you can get up on the bed. Get out. Oh, damn. But they didn't have the boxes or anything. So, and I think he was like, oh, well, it costs extra if you want the box. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pay extra for the box. So, this is why this one does not have the box, and this doesn't have the instructions to it. So, yeah, also, it's like, you have to play this and beat this, like, on a certain difficulty level, because if you go and you play on some certain difficulty levels or something, like, you won't beat it. It'll just, like, stop in the middle and, like, basically just, like, chide you for, like, not having it on a harder level. So then you just have to, like, restart over. So, I don't know. It's an okay game. It's definitely better than the other. It's definitely better than that one. But it's still kind of hard.